Shalom, with the Israelite School Universal Practical Knowledge, starting out along with 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander General Yahaman. We teach that Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians are the 12 lost tribes according to the Bible. And we also teach the truth of the Bible, that Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian are the chosen people of the Lord. This is contrary to popular belief of what the Christian church would say, what the Muslims would say, and everybody else would say. The people that they look at the lowest of the low, the people who are the scum of the earth, are the actual people that are chosen according to what the Lord said. You know, so again, I'm Officer 50 Ashaya Allah. Today my topic is voodoo and witchcraft. And do mind, voodoo, they got a whole bunch of other terminologies, hoodoo, tarot cards, you know what I'm saying, sight readings, all of that goes together when it comes to witchcraft. And the reason why my topic is what it is today is because I see a lot of brothers simping behind women on TikTok and on Facebook and Instagram for views and to get that korban or that woman's box. And I see a lot of sisters on here thinking they actually know and understand and say that they can speak to the dead. But according to the scripture for Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian, we can't speak to the dead. The Lord is the God of the living. You know, Yahweh is the God of the living. And again, the reason why I bring this out because voodoo and witchcraft is literally wicked. And to sidebar real quick, it's an older sister at my school, and she realized that I was a Hebrew Israelite. And she was like, well, do you believe in all the sorcery and stuff like that that goes on in the Bible? Because the European man made it wicked. No, it is wicked. And the reason why I say it is because the history behind voodoo and witchcraft isn't just from Haiti. It isn't from the Dominican Republic. It isn't from just Africa. Africa and Christianity and the whole Catholic thing are fused together when it comes to voodoo. So there isn't just one spirituality or one belief system. It's two and three belief systems that come together. You know, and again, before I start pulling this information, the things that voodoo and witchcraft have in common with Christianity is the lighting of the candles. They use crosses. They you know what I'm saying, they believe in crossing, you know, what is it, Father, Son, Holy Spirit. They believe in all of that. You know, so when it comes to y'all, man, all of that stuff ties in together, man. Witchcraft, the Christian church, you know, voodoo is these Haitians and XYZ. So you got that article for me?
God, the hoodoo?
Yes. And if you scroll down to the birth of voodoo.
One second. It says birth of hoodoo.
Yeah, it should say it. But, you know, continuing to the history, in between the 16th and the 19th century, the Jews adopted the custom of voodoo. And those same Jews that adopted these customs were in these major slave ports, these major slave plantations. Like you got South Carolina, North Carolina. You know, if y'all know anything about Charleston, one of the biggest slave ports in the South is where the Geechee people that came from Haiti. Also, you got Mississippi, Arkansas, Louisiana. That's where the Haitian people also in Florida. So our people adopted this when we came from West Africa. We adopted these customs. And how we adopted them because we were slaves. We aren't African. Did you find it?
What is that, the etymology, right?
What is
Does it say the birth of it, or?
Oh, slide. I might be looking at a different one. Oh, you can just start right there. It's a different one. This article is better.
Okay, no sweat.
It's a lot of name.
Yeah, no sweat. You want me to start at the hoodoo one?
Oh, yeah.
All right, hoodoo. It is a set of spiritual practices, traditions, and beliefs that were created by enslaved African Americans.
We practice these things. We are the enslaved African American, or the enslaved Jews of the Bible. Go ahead.
In the southern United States.
In the southern. So anybody who knows anything of a small, figment of information, know the transatlantic slave trade went straight through Africa to the southern parts of America, all through Louisiana, Carolinas, Florida, and a little bit down the East Coast. Go ahead.
From various traditional African spiritualities, Christianity, and elements of indigenous botanical knowledge. Practitioners of hoodoo are called root workers.
So Christianity is fused into voodoo. And also, we just spoke on African. So these are two different belief systems from the European and the African that Black Hispanics specifically adopt it as if it's our custom. Now, out of all this voodoo and all this hoodoo and all this so-called witchcraft that these sisters and brothers say that is so right and so helpful, what has it done for us?
Mm-hmm.
What has it done for us?
Right.
The definition of Haiti means hell. What has that voodoo done for the Haitians? What has Santa Maria did for the Dominicans? These are brothers that hate each other. These two tribes are on the same island, and they hate each other like Bloods and Crips. Mm-hmm. They hate each other like black and white. So what has that actually done for us?
Right.
Because a lot of sisters that actually fall into this spirituality and voodoo is whores. Mm-hmm. It's whores. And a lot of these brothers that go after that same doctrine, either they're simp or they're effeminate men, mm-hmm. just to get paid, just like your Christian pastor, man. Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
Conjure doctors.
Mm-hmm.
Conjure man or conjure women.
Mm-hmm.
Root doctors. Mm-hmm. Hoodoo doctors. And swampers. Mm-hmm. Regional synonyms of hoodoo include conjure or root work as a synthetic spiritual system. Mm-hmm. It is also incorporates Islam, brought over by enslaved West African Muslims.
So now Muslims, that's a whole nother religion and belief system. Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians know so much, but don't even know the root of what they believe in.
Right.
And my father, he's in the world, but he told me when I was young, when I first put the uncle on, he said, before you put any chain or any charm on, read up on it and know what you supported. And that was some of the wisest information he gave us. But now, again, Hosea 4:6, our people are lost because of lack of knowledge. Mm-hmm. This is the same knowledge you can get online, but it's so easy to think we know something. Right. It's so easy to say we're spiritual. It's so easy to say we got some form of power, but really we're relinquishing our power over to another nation of people.
Right.
And those same nation of people are the ones that's hanging us by trees.
Right.
The same ones that's raping us, robbing us, and murdering us. Come on, man. Go ahead.
And spiritualism.
Mm-hmm.
Scholars define hoodoo as folk religion.
Religion. For a lot of y'all that say, I don't believe in religion. You know, a lot of y'all say, I'm not a Christian. Christianity is a religion. Muslim is a religion. So you don't believe in it, but for you to say you're spiritual, you're witchcraft and all this other stuff, you're just in a whole nother religion that people don't want to title. A religion that's not as popular.
Right.
It's the same thing, man. You're a Christian. Y'all got the same beliefs and goals and everything else. Go ahead.
Folk religions are syncretic traditions between two or more cultural religions.
So two or more cultural religions. What that sound like? What that sound like? That sounds like modern day Christianity. Mm-hmm. That sounds like modern day Rastafarianism and Islam and everything else. See, religion will bring our people down and slaughter our people. And that's the reason why Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians need to come together, understand who you are, what's your heritage, and what's your who is in your nation of people, man. It's very important. You got anything online?
We got sisters in here. We got the brothers in here. Everybody send a salute. Sisters send a salute. Shalom, Yahweh Shemar, Thabah Shem Yahushua to the sisters. Yahweh Shem Yahushua Barakathum to the brothers that's in here as well. Hey, yeah, man, we got a few folk in here. No questions yet.
And God, Lord, this is what make it crazy. Everybody know the leading religions is Christianity, mm-hmm. then Muslim, and then Judaism. Then you got Hindu and all that falls under there. Mm-hmm. But for a lot of people that aren't familiar with voodoo, or all these other little wicked belief systems, only 30 million just in Africa alone who deals with voodoo.
Right.
30 million. Not including the ones that came all through South America, all the way up to South America to North America. Mm-hmm. 30 million is a lot.
Right.
So for our people to say, this is our custom, this is what we believe in. We came from West Africa, all through Africa. And Africa alone has 30 million, followers of that so-called faith.
Right.
So who's telling the truth? Because the Africans know what they believe, and Christians know what they believe. Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians don't know a goddamn thing of what we believe in.
Right.
Go ahead.
Many hoodoo traditions draw from the beliefs of the Bakongo people.
That's a tribe in West Africa. Go ahead.
Of Central Africa.
Go ahead.
Over the first century of the transatlantic slave trade. Mm-hmm. An estimated 52% of all kidnapped Africans. Mm-hmm. Over 900,000 people came from Central African countries that existed within modern day Cameroon.
Okay. Now you drop all that. Now
Con.
we about to get into it. You got that Genesis?
Con.
Because let me go ahead and break it down to you, y'all. The definition of enchantment is just simply magic, witchcraft, hypnotism, occultism. And you know who cast charms and enchant our people? Your Christian pastors.
Right.
And when we say enchant, let's take the whole Snow White and Disney Channel out of it. Let's look at it for what it is. When we look at a witch, perfect, I'm glad it's right here. When you look at a witch will mix up a few things to make a potion. Either to steer you away, you know what I'm saying, cause a delusion and confusion in your mind, or so you know what I'm saying, bring you to the healthy side. Mm-hmm. But what a witch would do is mix up so much stuff to have it alter your mind to where you don't know the truth. Now, when it comes to the drug dealers, the same crack dealer does the same thing, coke, you know what I'm saying, with the water and the you know what I'm saying, all this other stuff,
right.
you know,
baking soda.
Yeah, all it is, building up a concoction.
Right.
That's what a witch is. Mm-hmm. A witch does that. Your pharmaceutical companies that's making this fentanyl, doing things like that, those are witches.
Right.
And the people who tend to take it in, those people are just abusers of, let me see how to say it, abuser of the drug. Let me just say it that way, keep it simple. So when it comes to witches, it's not about, magic and this and that. Because in the scriptures, the Lord even said that doesn't harm Jacob's children.
Right.
That might really work when it comes to these Africans. But it doesn't work when it comes to us. Because if it worked, God damn it, me and God War about to have 2 Ferraris once this class over with.
God.
And I promise that.
Damn right.
Know, but it doesn't work for us. And we think it works for us because we see the benefit of everybody else. Mm-hmm. But again, they laugh at us. Akon laughs at us. You know, people like that. What Michael Blackston laughs at us and crack black jokes, and the African darker than us.
Right.
They laugh at us because that's what we do. All right, so hypnotism, occultism, and enchantment is also a great feeling of pleasure, seduction, seduce. What your pastor say? Thou woman, thou art loose. Mm-hmm. You know, I got an ATM. Somebody put $100 in this right now. Your pastor need a new Mercedes. You know what I'm saying? The Lord gonna bless you, and he gonna get your husband right. You gonna have all your bills paid. Your son ain't gonna be effeminate. You know what? No more.
Right.
And guess what's gonna happen? Your son gonna be doing the same goddamn thing. Your husband gonna be molesting the goddamn child, all because he is seducing you. Right. The Christian church is a form of witchcraft. That's the mark of the beast, man.
Damn right.
Being a Muslim is the mark of the beast. Voodoo and all these fake spiritualities and these horoscopes is the mark of the beast and is witchcraft. That's all it is, man. Right. There's no gain out of it. There's no gain, just lies. Right. A rabbit hole of lies. Right. So let me continue. So again, back to voodoo. These main things of this voodoo, you know what I'm saying, origin of voodoo came from the Benin tribe, the Yoruba. We hear this all the time in the conscious community. We from the Yahuba, whatever, however the hell you say it. God. You know, that's how you know it don't matter. Right. You know what I mean? Right. And you got 2 other tribes. So stop just following these African doctrines, man. Right. Just stop following them. I mean, it's not that hard. Right. It's not that hard. And what makes it even more crazy, and I know I ain't get to the scripture yet, but I gotta get this off my chest.
Go ahead, bro. Let's get it.
What makes it crazy is you got African. This true story. Right. African men will get cow dung or poop, or however y'all take it in, right, and put it in their women's vagina, and they think it makes her more holy or more righteous or just so great. Put dung in. Come on, man. Come on.
And it's Salakia. Go ahead. Go ahead. Like, this is the reason why we destroy. And this is why the Lord put a no people over us. You understand? It's because we'll follow after that. Right. We will follow after that nasty, disgusting animal. Right. Which is a damn African. Right. Right. And then, and we'll claim that. Right. We'll claim that, you understand? And not understanding that we are so much better than them. Right. It's like, we're so much better than the damn African. Why would you want to mess up the greatest thing that, you know, one of the greatest things that the Lord gave a woman? You understand? Like, a womb is not supposed to be compacted with that, You understand? Like, that's just madness, It's a lot.
Hey, that's number 2 of mine. When it comes to the sword, then that right there. Because I mean, come on, let's just be realistic. For sisters to hear from a man's point of view, nothing should be in a woman's box other than your husband,
right,
and just whatever cleaning stuff that y'all gotta use.
Okay.
That's it.
Right.
Nothing else.
Right.
But they put cow dung in there.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? They scare a chicken to get the adrenaline running,
right,
cut the throat and splash blood around them. Because you know when the adrenaline running,
right,
it spews the blood. That's what they do.
Man.
Come on, man. They cut the throat off a pig and drink the blood. What is that really going to do?
Yeah.
Black people don't even like our steak bleeding.
Right.
What the hell is you doing drinking blood?
Right, right.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
Come on. You following the doctrine of animals, man.
God.
You got Genesis 49 and 5.
God. The book of Genesis, chapter 49, verse 5. Simeon and Levi are brethren.
Simeon is the tribe of the Dominicans.
Right.
Dominican tribe out of the 12 lost tribes of Israel, and Levi is the Haitians. They're all neighbors. Go ahead.
Instruments of cruelty.
Instruments of cruelty. The instruments of cruelty is them wishing harm. Like they believe that this voodoo and stuff like that, they can wish harm or kill somebody, or that's the cruelty of it. The whole sacrificing and putting blood on you and lighting cigarettes and burning your money and all that. That's the instruments of cruelty. It's a cruel thing to look or have hatred towards a brother and sister and say, I'm gonna burn these rocks inside this thing right now.
Right.
Pray something happens to this brother, breaks go out.
Right.
It's cruel to, I hope this happens to the sister. She get sexually abused, and then that's cruel.
Right.
That's cruel. But you leave it up to the Dominicans and Haitians on that land right now, they hate each other.
Right.
And that's what they do.
Right.
Why you think Haiti going through what they going through right now? Mm-hmm. Why you think everybody, these whole, what is it called? Passport bro, mm-hmm. They go to the DR to get some behind. Mm-hmm. That's why they go to these certain areas like that. Mm-hmm. Because that's the doctrine they believe in.
Right.
Go ahead.
Are in their habitations. Mm-hmm. Verse 6. O my soul, come not thou into their secret. Come not thou into their secret. Those people that do that thing, you don't supposed to go in there, and they don't allow you in there. Mm-hmm. A lot of these people, it's really more than 30 million people, but they keep it secret. Right. Why are you keeping it secret? If it's so good and it's so rich and it's so pleasant and it benefits people, why are you hiding it? Mm-hmm. Because when it comes to the truth, me and God war. I mean, we'll straight going to war with 3 other brothers. We ain't even know. Right. We ain't about to hide it. Right. So why are you hiding it? Right. I mean, you hear sisters say, "Oh yeah, we do the voodoo, the real thing, not what these people doing it for 1 year." Nigga, it's the same damn thing. Yeah, the same thing. Right. Burning sage don't do nothing but kill the smell out your house, man. Right. That's all they do. Right. What does burning sage do if you still smoke weed? Right. Nothing. Nothing. Come on, man. And Salaki, if I may, brother, so that's so right. And just like we was asking the brothers out there on the street, well, brother, show me how that can fix our communities. Right. You understand? Give me something that voodoo has done to help our communities, to get our brothers and sisters off crack cocaine then. Right? If it's so powerful and it's so helpful to your life, why wouldn't you want to spread that throughout your brothers and sisters? You understand? Right. And that's something that these brothers on the streets, they can't answer that. You understand? What a damn, like you said, they smoking weed, doing whatever, fentanyl, whatever, and they cannot come up with an answer. Why? Because they destroyed themselves, brother. Right. You understand? It's amazing, when you go out there and actually talk to these brothers and sisters and they don't have a clue and they just falling behind a damn heathen, huh? Damn right. God, it's like
David, get that brother in here, man.
Damn right.
And piggybacking on that too, Captain Kadazai, he said this one line to me, and it's gonna stick to me to the end of my day. Right. He said, "Black people search for things in order to feel so deep. When you get in the truth, you really like, nigga, what? Yeah. And it don't even be deep. Right. It be simple. You know what I'm saying? What Captain Yagara, what I say? Yeah. Foolish? Yeah. It really don't even be deep, man. But I understand our people. We searching for something, but again, we listen to the oppressor that take this Bible from us, and we think is the Caucasian man's Bible. Right. You think when it says servants obey your masters, you thinking that's what it is. Right. You allow a damn pet animal to teach you how to read and walk and how to eat and how to conduct yourself and how to dress and what to believe in. Right. Come on, man. Right. Come on. Right. Yeah, let me go ahead and get that.
Verse 6, finishing verse 6. All right. Until their assembly, my honor, be not thou united.
The Lord honor would not be united with that. When did the Lord say, I can call on ancestors? The Lord never gave me that power to talk to Nimrod like people be talking about, or talk to goddamn Enoch, or talk to Christ.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Men who've been brought up to heaven. The Lord didn't give me that power.
Right.
And the Lord didn't give me the power to talk to my dead relatives or dead friends. I mean, so how can you say that you had the power for anything?
Right.
The Lord doesn't dwell in that. He doesn't dwell in that. Because a lot of people say, oh, I got my personal relationship with the Lord. But goddamn, your relationship is in here.
Right.
Everything he's saying is in him. The Lord ain't dwelling over. He dwells right here.
Right.
Go ahead.
Be not thou united, for in their anger they slew a man.
In their anger. So I believe it was around the time of Noah or Jacob, Salaki if I'm wrong, around the time of Jacob or Noah, a woman got sexually abused by African. And the Africans had to get circumcised and they would have been okay. But what instead of Simeon and Levi listened to the rules, what they did, they got angry, just like us goddamn 12 tribes did. Yeah. We went out there and retaliated and started slaughtering everything. Yeah. And you can't say that ain't how Haiti. Man, you go to Haiti right now, Jamaica, they're gonna have machetes everywhere.
Right. You
know what I'm saying? The Dominicans the same way. And that's what they done. They went over there and started slaughtering Africans when they wasn't supposed to do that.
Right.
They acted out their own anger. They were wild, or they're wild still.
Right.
Go ahead.
And in their self-will, they dig down a wall.
In their own self-will. So, I mean, they only thinking about what they got to do or what they want to do, man.
Right.
That's it. Go ahead.
Verse 7. Cursed be in their anger, for it was fierce, and their wrath, for it was cruel. I will divide them in Jacob.
So, like I said, right now, I'm in the Midwest. I just came from the East Coast. I heard, Mexicans not liking black people, and black people not liking Mexicans, when they get to the Midwest on over. But that specific island right there, literally, when I say specific island, they're this close.
Right.
You got Haitians and you got Dominicans. They do not like each other. It's literally like the KKK versus Black Panthers in their own little zone.
Right.
That's exactly how it's laid out. They don't like each other. And they're on the same island. You would think that they all have to get the same resources as far as oranges and rice and chicken and all that. And you'll think they'll want to work together just as a civilized human being.
Right.
Black people know we got to deal with European people. So we're going to deal with them as far as where we don't have to deal with them.
Right.
But by these people being from the same nation, they don't even deal with each other. And they're on the same island. The same island. And I believe it's in Deuteronomy, the Lord said he was setting evil eye amongst his brother. That's us.
Right.
That's us. I mean, there's no difference. Bloods and Crips, Dominicans and Haitians. There's no difference, man.
Right.
Any more on that?
And scatter them in Israel.
Scatter.
Right.
Scatter abroad.
Right.
Now you can hold real quick. Now I'm gonna go back to in the U.S. Oh no, I got it.
Okay, don't sweat.
Now I'm gonna go back to in the U.S. when it comes to Louisiana and from Haiti. It was around 1791, the whole slave revolt. So it's 1791 to 1804, and from that time, a bunch of the Haitians were starting to, do some cutthroat stuff, literally, to the slave master, and they all fled up to Louisiana from Haiti. So that's where a lot of them customs come from. So when you get from Africa, it's West and Central Africa, and a portion of them little Europeans watered down voodoo and witchcraft. It came to Central and West Africa all the way to, Haiti. And then as they slave revolt went on, where they went, they fled right up to Louisiana. So a lot of these brothers and sisters thinking they actually learning something. You're actually not even learning the root of what's going on.
Right.
Because it already been watered down not once, not twice, but 3 times.
Right.
And now it's in America. And you know what America going to do next. America put their foot up in it. It's all good. It's all good. So going back to that, in Louisiana, there was a woman, the queen of voodoo, Mary Love, whatever her name is. Guess what woman this was? It was a black woman. And she got her own monument down in Louisiana. Wow. Right in New Orleans, Louisiana, on the main strip.
Right.
And guess who? Every time it's time for a festival and stuff like that, God boy, guess who are the people that line up right there?
Black people.
No, it's white folks.
Ooh.
It's white folks. And when I was actually doing the research, looking at the video, I said, this can't be damn true.
Yeah.
This can't be true.
Yeah.
Why isn't this being talked about like when European people want to be involved in Juneteenth? or Black Lives Matter or anything blackity black.
Right.
Why aren't y'all speaking on these Europeans that is going to the festival for a black woman that adopted their custom?
Right.
Come on, black folks, black people. And it was a sister.
Right.
It was a sister, man. Shout out to the sister, whatever. Lord be with her and her soul.
Right.
And everybody she misled, but you following a sister. Come on. All right, so let's go to Deuteronomy 18 and 9 through 12. So when it comes to these whole witchcraft and things like that, how you want to keep a black person ignorant and slow and just, look dumb, is you tell them certain terminologies like, oh, black cats is bad luck. Or you'll have bad luck 10 days if you leave your umbrella open in the house. Or if you sit your hat, with the open part of your hat on the foot of your bed, you'll go bald and have bad luck. It's so many. I'm from South Carolina. We go, if a dog howls at the ground, if a dog howling at the ground, somebody's not going to wake up in the morning, that you know. Or a simple one blackbird chasing a group of white birds. We can go all day, bro. Like, I heard this.
So, like,
go ahead.
Step on the crack, you break your mama's back.
Like, come on. You step on the ant, it's going to rain. Come on, man. Yeah. Those terminology, you think the European man don't just, that's... I can't say the N-word, but stupid N-word. That's just one silly stupid.
Hold on. I got one more. What is it? You can't split the pole.
Yeah, come on, man.
Yeah. Come
on. What are it? The whole spaghetti, a woman doing her little
eating the woman's spaghetti.
Like,
God.
I know I got one more. The ladder. It's just a whole bunch of terminology.
Don't walk under the ladder.
Yeah.
What is that? Khan says, Sister Kanat said, keep your purse on the floor, you'll stay broke.
You see, and it's an artist, it just, these terminologies don't make sense when you actually get into the truth.
My mama used to tell my sister, don't buy no man no shoes. He'll
walk out your life.
Come on,
man. Come on. How many cracks we stepped on at the age of whatever? You ain't gotta put your age. Come on, man. Come on.
Yeah.
Let's just go. Let's continue, man.
God.
But these are the terminologies that make us look foolish.
Right.
And the Lord actually looked down like a father look at his child. When you looking at your son and daughter, you be like, you gonna figure out what the hell is you doing? That's how the Lord look at it. Like, what the hell is you doing?
Right.
You really think, man, stop being so goddamn stupid.
Right.
Stop being stupid.
Right.
Stop drinking blood. Go ahead.
Right. Sister Kazak said, 2 people doing your hair, one will fall in the fire. Like, come on, man. Like, what is that?
I don't know, man.
We just come up with we Israel behind those type of damn sayings. Nobody else comes up with that. You understand? Hey, shalom, y'all. Bashim y'all sharakata, the one. Captain Yagar up in the building.
Hey, shalom, Lord Christ, sir. And, thank the water to everybody for their comment. And put some more of them, because, I'm still young, but I got to hear some more of this garbage.
Right.
So I got something to battle about.
Yeah, God.
But yeah, so these terminologies makes us look simple and foolish. Like when we had to go laugh in a barrel or go do other things like that. It really just, it breaks our people down and makes us look silly, man.
Right.
It really does.
Right.
Let me see, make sure I'm good on everything. Yeah, you good.
All right. Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 18, verse 9. When thou art come into the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee, thou shalt not learn to do after the abominations of those nations.
So we shouldn't be doing the whole, and I'm going down the whole line, we shouldn't be doing this whole orgy like the Romans do.
Right.
We shouldn't be doing witchcraft and voodoo like the Christians and the Africans do.
Right.
We shouldn't be out here eating pork like the Arabs do.
Right.
We shouldn't be doing none of that. Worshiping birthdays like the Christian and doing everything like these other Greek, Roman, and all these other fake gods.
Right.
We shouldn't be doing any of that. Smoking or nothing. Go ahead.
Verse 10. There shall not be found among you any one that maketh his son or his daughter to pass through the fire, or that useth divination, or an observer of times, or an enchanter, or a witch.
So all of this divination, you know what I'm saying? These spells and being a witch, trying to mix up concoctions, you know, like the meth dealers and the crack dealers and what enchanting,
right.
like your pastors do, you know, trying to woo you and lie to you like these schools do with these history books. Because the schools do the same way.
Right.
The schools do the same way. They'll give your child a U.S. history book and say, during the these Africans, they weren't in the transatlantic slave trade. They were what they call the Irish.
Indentured servants.
They was indentured servants.
Right.
These are people who migrated and they want you.
God.
That's enchanting. And when we say it, and when the scriptures say it, it's because they're putting something in the middle of the truth and then spoon feeding your child. So now your child only knows this portion, but they don't even know the backstory of it.
Right.
That's enchanting. That's charming, just like a Christian church.
Right.
I mean, it's just like a pimp that does it with whores trying to sell their box. It's the same thing.
Right.
Enchanting.
Right. Charming
that person, trying to woo them out of their psychic, man. It causing great delusion.
Right.
Go ahead.
Verse 11. Or a charmer, or a consulter with familiar spirits.
Now, the familiar spirit. Cap, Salakia, sir, if I could, don't answer this. But anybody in the chat or, you know, anybody in the room want to take a shot at or knows when they say somebody with a familiar spirit. I'll give you, you know what I'm saying, a couple moments, you know, 35, 45 seconds.
Right. See if anybody take a shot.
Cap, just please, you know, have a little mercy on the, you know, 50.
Not yet.
I'll give you about 10 more seconds. So we rolling.
Yeah. Sister Kana said witchcraft. Is that a familiar spell?
I mean, that's very close.
Okay.
That's close, but it that ain't right. It's this close. It's here, but you gotta be here.
Don't worry about it, Cap. It ain't even for you, sir. The question ain't for you. It's for the other people, sir. We know you know what a familiar spirit is. Sister Kazak said demonic.
Still close, but it's the same right there. I give one more person a shot. Go ahead.
Okay.
We'll take it, man.
A familiar spirit is let me think. A consultant with a familiar spirit, meaning like you can.
Now don't overthink it.
I'm trying to make it simple. Like, okay, is it like a consultant of familiar spirit? Somebody like you, like your grandmother that died or something like that. Is that a familiar spirit?
Keep going. You right on the head. Y'all just looking for this one little thing. Man, you right there.
Salakia. Familiar spirit. I ain't got it, sir. I ain't got it. What you got?
All right. Read that one portion again.
Con. Verse 11. Or a charmer. Or you want me to read at 10 or you want to just start at 11?
Where it said left off.
Okay. Or a charmer or a consultant with familiar spirits.
Now the consultant with a familiar spirit,
right,
is somebody who says, oh, your grandma? I think I seen your grandma. And you know those people who seem as if they seen the dead walking through. And last night I seen your granddaddy came into the room. And this is what he was saying. And those type of people, even the people that will have a room full of people and say, right now somebody died in a car wreck.
Oh, you talking about Salakia? You talking about like the movie with Whoopi Goldberg?
Yeah.
God, when she was like, everybody getting it now. Someone bringing up the dead. That was Sister Kana. Sister Kazak said spirit of the dead. So basically like what is they called? Not is it a psychic?
Psychic,
like a psychic or something like that can talk to the dead or something. Okay, con.
Yeah, with the whole globe,
right?
They act like I don't know what the hell is in it. It look like water to me.
Right.
Niggas get thirsty.
God.
But yeah, so they'll sit here and be like, somebody got in a car wreck or no, let me make it more modern.
Right.
Somebody lost their son to gun violence last year. Right in Chicago.
Right.
Knowing damn well it's 2,000-3,000 goddamn murders, you know what I mean? Right in Chicago, he had dreads. Right. Knowing damn near every nigga got dreads. Right. So now everybody in the whole room, 50 people out of 51 is like, oh, that could be me.
Right.
His name begins with a T. And then you got Grandma Susie or whatever jumping up. Right. That's that person who sits there and does that, you know what I'm saying? Trying to be familiar with those spirits. In all reality, they just baiting off him.
Right.
All they need to know is a little information. Like this brother named Gabor.
Right.
He got XYZ truck outside.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He used to do this back in the day. I know this information.
Right.
So I could be amongst anybody and say, I seen a Chevy pickup truck. Right now. And then he gonna raise his hand.
Right.
That's somebody who sit there with that familiar spirit. Somebody who ain't worth a damn, a liar, a Dr. Umar type of nigga.
Like a Christian pastor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So somebody right now likes $700. And they got 2 days before it get cut off. Yeah, man, it's all the same.
God.
Go ahead.
Verse 12. For all that do these things are an abomination unto the Lord.
For all of you that lie about the dead and say you spiritual and all it is, you are an abomination. And the Lord treats you as such.
Right.
You wonder why a lot of these women are dealing with this witchcraft. And you know what these women say, Gabor, when they dealing with another woman saying, oh, what's your issue?
Right.
And they start reading them tarot cards and they start talking about how they got an issue with a man.
Right.
The first thing they saying, oh, but somebody else better gonna come while y'all got what y'all got going on.
Right.
You ain't nothing but a nasty whore teaching, swindling another woman to be in a whore.
Right.
That's all you're doing.
Right.
You got effeminate men playing off women emotion to get paid.
Right.
In the LGBT community.
Damn right. Damn right.
You can't see the future in LGBT, AIDS, HIV. You can't see the future when it comes to this whole witchcraft and Harlem, AIDS, HIV.
Right.
Why that stuff don't pop up in VooDoo, in tarot card readings, in Globe, and all this other bull crap?
Right.
You can see everything, but you don't see the wickedness that's going to come behind the decision that you choose to make. Come on, man. I mean, explain it, God.
No, it's so right, because I was just thinking, like, you know, every time we go out on the streets, man, they question us about everything.
Right.
But they will not question a Christian pastor when he do that. Right. Well, if you can see this, brother, then why can't you see, you know, my nephew getting gunned down next week?
Right.
Or what I need to do in order to fix my family?
Right.
What do I need to do to get off this dope? What do I need to do to, you know what I'm saying, be a better husband? Or how my wife is going to be a better wife? And things like that. So they never question the damn pastor.
Right.
You understand? They never raising their hand and like, hold up, pastor, what does that mean? You know what I mean? So it's so right. You know what I'm saying? To, you know, they get away with it just scot-free.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's why they so rich and so, you know, fruitful in that, because black people don't want to upset the damn pastor.
Right.
You understand? They don't want to upset the pastor because they don't want to get put out the church.
Right.
You understand? It's so crazy, man. So yeah, so lock it. Go ahead, Doc.
2 things.
Yeah.
Now, I just like to clear the record for anybody who's a Christian or whatever. You're worse than a drug dealer, man.
Right.
You're worse than a rapist. You're worse than, a sexual attacker. You're worse than all of them.
Right.
You're worse than a drug dealer and somebody addicted to pornography. And the reason why I say it is because you are the portal to making everything okay.
Right.
You don't say nothing. You don't say what's wrong. What is wrong? And when it comes to Christianity, explain what is wrong.
Right.
What? Not paying your tithes? Saying to plead the blood?
Right.
When you don't say certain things like that, that's wrong. You are worse than all those people and more that I mentioned.
Yeah.
You're worse than a wild animal, a dog. Simple as that.
Right.
And going from what you were saying with that, man, I got a little story. You know, I'm gonna minimize it to like a minute.
Good. Go. Let's get it.
I remember it was like what 2013 going to 14. I was at Job Corps down in South Carolina, right past Charleston. If y'all know about Charleston, the Haitians, and that's a slave port and all of that. You know, y'all go check it out. Yeah, I was going to Job Corps down there. And I'm not going to drop the dude's name, but I'll drop his fake name. His name is Cosmic New Age. I went and looked him up and see if did he elevate off of that platform or he just left it alone. And being on the center of Job Corps, you know, I had a few of the homies we kick it with, but we realized being so ignorant to certain things and just magic, you know, young folks run to that stuff and we think it was real. So in the process, it's me and 2 or 3 other homies, you know, we kicking it or whatever, and we start hearing people talk about this guy, such and such, reading off cards, this and that. But come to find out, one of the guys I was in seaman with, not the homies, but one of the guys I was seaman with, you can tell when somebody just has a weak mind to where they're always open for stuff and they keep coming back, want to know more.
Right.
But then you could tell somebody like, nah, I'm good off that. Like weak mind Christian, like I hear what you're saying, but it ain't for me.
Right.
But as that's going on, we find out he was sitting here trying to do his business with this dude, play him on his behind. Don't know if it happened.
Right.
Don't know if it happened.
Right.
But there was another guy by the name of, with an R, that was actually straddling the LGBT community, and he was all for it. But it came to a point to where that homosexual left the school and he went to one of the gangster behind Negroes that was on the center by the way of such and such in Myrtle Beach. Now, if you know about Myrtle Beach in South Carolina, Myrtle Beach is probably top 3 when it comes to homicides and stuff like that. And what he was playing, he was doing tarot cards with this gangbanger and pulling cards. And this is the simpleness behind this madness.
What?
He pulling cards, and as he pulling cards, he asking him questions. And he pulled one card and turned it over and said, "Do you know what this card means?" He said, "No." He said, "There's death in your future if you don't stop doing what you're doing." Nigga, I'm gonna die.
Yeah.
We all want it's not, we gonna die, but not in the sense of what America's saying. But when you live in America, of course you're gonna die.
Right.
So how can you swindle somebody and flip a card saying you're gonna die? Like I'm not gonna die in probably 40 years. Next week. The Lord might take me out in my sleep. And they really had this brother shook like I'm gonna die. But it's going to happen. What are you fearing? What the F is you fearing a card for?
Right.
I just had to bring it out because it's certain things that just stick with you.
And that's the damn. It just boils down to Israel being so simple, man. We just a simple, people, and we don't know anything. We've been if you strip a people from everything out, you're gonna believe in tarot cards. Right. You're gonna believe in a suit wearing, gator boot wearing. You understand? A pimp. Right. This brother, he don't mean you no well. He ain't even did nothing for you. Right. You understand? The pastor ain't did nothing for none of those people inside of that church. But they not leaving. Right. That pimp ain't did nothing for them women on that street. But they ain't leaving. You know what I'm saying? Dionne Warwick, I don't know if you old enough to know who Dionne Warwick is, but Dionne Warwick was Call Me Now. You understand? And they was blowing that line up back in the day. She ain't did nothing for nobody ever. You understand? Right. And that is the people that's our people. We are just simple, brother. Right. And you can sell us anything and we gonna buy it. Right. You know what I'm saying? Damn. And it's crazy. Our favorite line to say, we only live once, we're gonna die anyway. Right. But why don't you just die with honor? Longevity, man. Some power to your name. Man. Why does it always have to be we're going to die and just die a coward with cancer because of cigarettes? Right. Or die by gun violence because you committed adultery on your husband or with a brother or whatever. Right. Why do we have to die weak like that? Right. I mean, come on. I don't want nobody come to my funeral talking about something. Hey, we burn the sage over. Nah, nigga. Excuse me. Put a meat tree on me. Right. And put my slugs in my mouth. I'm good. I don't need nothing else. Right. Say he was a priest and he died a priest. Right. But we just. Yeah, he was a blood, he was a crip. Right. Oh, he ain't never done nobody no wrong. Nah, man. Put some labels behind my name. Man. Right. But in the Oxford Dictionary, voodoo just, it just come from the Caribbean, South America. The elements come from Roman Catholic rituals, to be more specific. Right. And them rituals, they'll tie a woman up like this, bend her over, and everybody get a free spit. You know what I'm saying? So imagine what voodoo really is. Right. And if the Romans got their hands in it, and African women twerk, what the hell you think sisters doing nowadays? Right. Slutting out of both legs. They loosen their hip, man. Right. Excuse my language. It's the same thing with these men. Like, what are they doing? When they rise, knees blowing rods. Yeah. Nothing different. Right. You follow Horus and Seth, there's nothing different. Right. Nothing. So, it's elements from the Roman Catholic rituals and traditional African magic and religion. For all you that say, I'm not religious, I'm spiritual. It's a goddamn religion. Right. Simple. You got 3 people involved in your life when it should only be one, and that's the Lord. Simple as that. Right. So, you holding the precept? Did you want to go to Salakia? Let me see.
I think that was in the
that was it.
Let me get Exodus 22 and 18. Yeah, man, it's a simplicity, man, that we allow these Europeans to sully down our records and tell us how we should live and what we should do.
Right.
You know, I mean, we got so much power in this so-called realm of being woke, like TikTok people saying. We know, matter of fact, now let's go back to the cat we just had to deal with.
Right.
This brother got so much information. He knows so much of what's going on, but where the information come from?
Right.
I mean, how is it helping?
Right.
Everybody smoking cigarettes on the same strip, talking the same thing you talking.
Right.
What is it doing?
Right.
But the Bible says black man and black woman, Hispanic and Native Indian man and woman shouldn't smoke cigarettes.
Right.
We shouldn't eat pork and lead in high blood pressure. We shouldn't, you know what I'm saying, be whoring ourselves out and being whoremongers.
Right.
Because that's the result of abortion. That's the result of child support going back to the prison system.
Right.
We shouldn't be doing them things. But again, we don't want to listen to the Bible. We allow a European man to sully down the records and the truth of the Bible versus to go read the truth versus going to read the lies. Go ahead.
The book of Exodus, chapter 22, verse 18. Thou shalt not suffer a witch to live.
I shall not allow a witch to live. I shall not find pleasure in a witch to live. I shall not say it's okay for a witch to live. If y'all know anything about the Salem witch trials, and you know what I'm saying, I don't know if you know, but Salem witch trial up north, when they thought it was witches, people who didn't even do witches, they communicated with a witch. They dressed a certain way. Right. And guess what they did with them women? Hung them from a tree like a N-word. They hung them. And guess what? You can't find no paperwork, no nothing behind it.
Right.
And that just shows what America does.
Right.
Because that's just basically showing let's just start covering up murders.
Right.
The Lord's not going to suffer for a witch to live, man.
Right.
And even though black, Hispanic, and Native Indian women not dying like we did in the Salem witch trial, we're dying other ways. Right. Sisters getting abducted. You know, young brothers out here getting molested by their uncles. You know, things like that. Right. Your pastors is sleeping with your wife and sexually abusing your daughter and son. Right. I mean, things like that. Come on. So the Lord suffered a witch not to live. Right. And that witch is them drug dealers. Them same drug dealers when the feds come and kick the door and lay everybody down, not, you know what I'm saying, get down and lay down, that's them drug dealers. Right. Them meth heads that making all that stuff, when it's time for people to, you know, sell your little rocks or whatever, right, you get gunned down in the car. Right. Because the Lord don't suffer for you to live. Right. You little pill makers, fake pills and X pills and E pills, the Lord does not suffer you to live because you overdose on your own product in the club. Right. The Lord doesn't suffer. And for the sisters out here too, get out the drug game, man. That ain't for a man, but a damn show ain't for you. Damn right. Come on, man. Because I mean, being in the world where we oh shoot, she about to pull up some weed. Yeah. Either we trying to get some tail with it, or we about to run off on them. Right. I mean, come on, man. That's just the honest truth. The Lord does not suffer a witch to live. Simple as that. Right. Simple as that. And like we said last week, how many brothers locked down from crack in the 80s? Man. How many probably died in the penitentiary that we don't even hear or see on the internet? Right. Because they were witches and the Lord did not suffer for them to live. Right. Well, or you got something?
Oh no, I mean, listen, man. Like Sister Kazak said earlier, man. This is a great topic for our people to hear. You understand? Like, we don't understand the pain that comes behind. Well, we do. I think we do understand the pain that comes behind, you know, drug dealers and us doing crack cocaine and, you know, us doing these drugs in our communities. You understand? When your kids see you doing it, you understand? What do you think they're going to be doing? You understand? They're going to be doing the same crack. They're going to be smoking the same cigarettes, smoking the same weed as you do. So once we stop these things, once we start getting into these scriptures and understand who we are, first you got to know who the hell you are. Right. Knowing that ain't your tradition, that ain't your custom, that ain't what the Most High made you to be as a damn crackhead. Right. You understand? Once we do that, damn, we can start being these damn great people again. Salaki.
And I mean, what he's saying is heavy, man. And just to rewind a little more, Suffer the Witch to Live. For every black gangster movie, even Scarface, even though that's not based on a true story, right, and that was a European man, when it comes to Scarface, cook coke, sold coke, and died. When it comes to Menace to Society, Kane learned how to sell drugs and make dope off of his uncles. And what happened to him? All the ones who was in there doing the shooting, Kane the one who died. What New Jack City, when it came to Wesley Snipes doing all his business, what happened to him? he died.
Right.
When it came to Tupac on Juice, all of that, I mean, it's just so much stuff that happened, man.
Right.
And don't think is a, oh, we making a blackity black thing. These movies is real. Even with Boys in the Hood.
Right.
What happened to Ice Cube made it to the end.
Right.
But what happened after that? In the credits, he died 2 weeks later.
Yeah, right.
That's really what happens in the black community. This is a legit story.
Right.
This ain't made up. This ain't made up. This Bible fills in somebody's lifeline. So whose is it?
Right.
Because we're the only people I know that went on slave ships.
Right.
We're the only people that I know where children oppressed the mother and the mother oppressed the father.
Right.
This Bible, I mean, this is us.
Right.
This is us. Anything else on that?
Not on that precept.
All right. Can I get that Leviticus 19:26? Now we really about to start hitting heavy on hoodoo and voodoo, and the only difference between, even though they're the same thing, if you're wondering, you know, you got voodoo spelled, I mean, so many different ways. It's like spelled 6 or 7 different ways, but it's 3 different ways that actually do different things, but it all boil down the same thing. And hoodoo is the same thing as regular voodoo. They just believe that hoodoo is the good side. What's the good side? What's the good side, man? I mean, I'm sitting here. It was so crazy. I had to get away from the Haitian and the Dominican to go look at the root of hoodoo.
Right.
What they do is get their little cheap little dollar bills that they got over in Africa.
Right.
They light the floor on fire, literally blue fire.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They got little rocks and all that on there, and you see people throwing their money in there. Africa is a goddamn 3rd, 4th world country.
Right.
The hell you burning the rest of the little money that you got?
Right.
I mean, what is you doing? They doing all of that stuff. They doing all that stuff in Africa,
Right.
and Africa is a piss hole. I hate to say it like that.
Right.
I mean, if you're so-called African, why does your country look like SHIT on a stick?
Right.
Meanwhile, black people came over here and built America, and it's still standing. Meanwhile, it's still, quote-unquote, black Africans over there.
Right.
And it's a damn piss hole.
Right.
Explain it. What has that done for any of your quote-unquote people? But I know what my people done for America.
Right.
What our people did for America was build, you know what I'm saying, these banks,
Right.
these libraries, fire departments, and the land hell, the chairs we sitting in.
Right.
My people did it.
Right.
But your people sitting here, I mean, trading piss mouth to mouth. I mean, that's what they doing. That's what they doing. Pissing on their head, taking a shower.
Right.
I mean, that's what your people was doing.
Right.
You voodoo and witchcraft people.
Right.
I mean, come on, man. Stop with the nonsense.
Right.
Come on, man. Stop being gullible.
Right.
So, like, I had to say it. I mean, somebody need to hear it.
No, I was trying to focus because it's so true. Because they are some disgusting people over there, and they come over here and they got their chin up high. They got their chin up as if they the greatest people on the planet Earth when they see us. Chin up. You understand? And we used to call, listen, when you was called an African booty scratcher back in the day, you was ready to fight,
Yeah, that was hurtful.
we was not going for getting called no African booty scratcher.
Right.
We is not no African booty scratchers out. So yeah, we knew back then, like, no, we is not them.
Right.
You understand? Salakia.
Right, and that's heavy that you say. They come here with their head up.
Man.
Like, they ain't, I don't know if you've seen a video on Facebook. They had cow dung and was smeared it on the ground to make a floor, and they was putting towels on it like for glue. These people do all that over there. Yeah, come over here proud.
Right.
But our people in the hood, you know what I'm saying? We proud people. We proud, we whores and this and that.
Right.
But they proud for the right reason. Like, they made it out to do better.
Right.
Our people are in the hell, and we're proud that we slept and we got 10 baby mamas like Nick Cannon, and we doing something.
Right.
What are we doing?
Right.
I mean, what is the conscious community doing? We supposed to work together, but what's the foundation?
Right.
What's the foundation? I believe in Yahweh Shah.
Right.
This brother do too.
Right.
What do we look like coming hand in hand with a bunch of drug dealers and saying we doing this for black people?
Right.
They fighting against us. It's a negative fight.
Damn right.
I mean, what's going on?
Right.
But I ain't let off y'all people. You know what I'm saying? I did not let off y'all African lovers yet. It just really started.
Right.
Go ahead.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 19, verse 26. Ye shall not eat anything with the blood.
So I can't eat my steak rare. You shouldn't eat anything with the blood.
Right.
Africans eat people.
Right.
I mean, come on. European people eat raw, naked ass steak straight out the pack.
Right.
Straight out the pack. So what are you doing biting the chicken's head off? I mean, for a ritual. What do you look like drinking a swine blood for a ritual? I mean, you walk around with bloody cow clothing on.
Right.
You shouldn't be dibbling and dabbling in nothing over on that side.
Right.
For a reason. Go ahead.
Neither shall ye use enchantment nor observe time.
You should not be using charms to thinking you doing something. I mean, you should see. I mean, they just throw the blood up. They doing. I mean, they doing some.
Yeah, it's wild.
I'm not about to even try it. Y'all gonna say y'all gotta get this brother out of here. He look a little bit of, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, they sashaying with the blood. Let me say that. Like that's what they doing. Sashaying with the blood.
God.
Literally. I mean, what is it doing? Twerk. I mean, what is it doing? What is our culture, man? What is our tradition?
Right.
What do we do as Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian that we can be proud for and say we ain't got to be ashamed and we actually building something?
Right.
What are we doing? Because in purple guys, I'd be ashamed if I was over there talking about one wife and the Bible said, Negro, you can have 10 if you want.
Right.
Why I only got to have one? Because Nathaniel said it.
Right.
Come on, man. Right. I mean, it's crazy to me.
Right.
It's crazy. I wouldn't be. I mean, I would be ashamed if I was in GMS and they talking about stripping girls out of their innocence, they vagina.
Right.
I would be ashamed.
Right.
In this GOCC, and I'm calling them out. Who gives a damn?
Right.
To where I'm gonna allow a European to have the same greatness that my brother that's beside me deserves. I'm willing to sacrifice whatever for my brother to get, but yet I'm gonna sacrifice for the European like I did in the slave field.
Right.
I mean, come on, man. What do we have to be proud of?
Right.
There's nothing to be proud of, man. There's nothing. Only thing you should be proud that you Black and you got another opportunity.
That's
that
right.
You're a Hispanic and Native Indian and you got another opportunity.
That's right.
But do not lean on grace. Grace ain't grace. Throw grace out the window. Think of your time being up right now.
Right.
As of yesterday. As of yesterday, because procrastination is a bitch.
Right.
It really is. Go ahead.
That's it on that.
Okay. Go to verse 26. Cutting of the flesh.
You want to go to what's that?
No, it's two precepts now.
Verse 28. The book of Leviticus, chapter 19, verse 28. Ye shall not make any cuttings in your flesh for the dead.
So these Haitians and also the Africans, they cut in their flesh, man.
Right.
Africans put these little stripes. I don't know what it is, but they put little stripes like hard body, like speed bumps and humps in their head. They make these cut.
Right.
You know, even with the sons, when he get over age, I'm not going to show the gesture, but right up above a man's rod, they cut some type of symbol on top of his rod to show that he been a man.
Right.
Like those things you shouldn't be doing.
Right.
Like what are you cutting yourself for?
Right.
I mean, if it ain't a life or death situation to where something needs to be amputated for your life, what are you cutting for?
Right.
What are you having abortions for? Explain. You're so proud to be African, be the whole thing, man. Don't be partial. If you really believe it, and if it's really doing something for your life, go all the way. Like, what's his name? Shaka Utmost.
Right.
Go all the way.
Right.
Don't be halfway, man.
Right.
Don't be the imposter like your Jesus Christ is. Go the whole way. Dance with the cow dung. You know what I'm saying? Trade piss mouth to mouth.
Right.
Shower in blood, man. Put poop inside your woman's rod and do whatever. Do the whole thing, man. Quit picking and choosing like the Christian church allow you to do. Adapt to something. Right. And again, I'm not telling you to go do it. I'm saying damn them cussing. But if you want to follow them, be hard body with them and watch the results of it.
Right.
Teach us where you went wrong when things go wrong. You got anything on that?
It's like Sister Kanai said Africans cut the faces of the babies to make their to mark their tribe. You know what I mean? Like, Lord. You know what I mean? Like,
you gotta do all that?
Yeah, like
you gotta do all of that
to mark the tribe.
I mean, come on, you gotta do. If you got Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian in their own little area, there ain't no reason for me to get one of my soldiers and put a cuts mark around. They know that baby. That's a dark skin baby. That baby might be messy. Damn right. Something. Right. That baby 12 tribes of Israel. He in his community somewhere. That baby, we don't know what the baby is. Hell, he might be from Asher. Right. But we know that baby is from him. Right. These people got their own landmass, and you still feel the need to have to cut something to show what tribe you from. Right. That's dumb. That is. I'm gonna just say it like that. That's stupid. Right. And you can't make me understand it because I'm not African. Right. African and Moab probably one of the most blankety blank people in the world right now. Right. I mean, that's legit. Right. They're ignorant and dumb. Right. I know you guys. I see you. You fixing your mouth like
no. So like Moab, like You know, we look at Moab, we look at them damn Asians as if they are, you know, top scholars. You understand? Like the top of the top when it comes to education and just smart. You understand? I seen a brother make a post the other day. It's like, you think Asians, that's a lot. You think Asians is so smart?
Right.
It ain't smart to eat food with 2 sticks. That ain't smart. You know what I mean? It's actually dumb. You know what I'm saying? Concept.
I mean, you're right.
You know what I'm saying? Sister Kazak said, I wouldn't want to be considered to be African. You know what I mean? Come on. What has the Africans actually done? Give me some great things that Africans can do. You understand? Like, name them off. Give me some things. If Africa is such a great damn continent, and they got such great countries in that, it's like, yeah, you damn right. What have they done?
Right.
Like, on any level, what have they done? Show me. You understand? Pull up some great things that Africans have done. And I'm going to show you a black, Hispanic, and Native American at their lowest with no land, you understand? No culture, no nothing, and we are greater than them. Even at the damn bottom, Hop. That's the point. You understand? Why wouldn't... Right. And listen, sis, they will serve you poop. They will.
Right.
They will serve it to you and say, you know, it's a delicacy, just like they serve us damn roaches from the bottom of the sea called shrimp, right? They will do that. You know what I mean? And we are, you know, oh, the motherland. Oh, the motherland. You got to go back to the motherland. You understand? It's ridiculous. You know what I mean?
What the brother's saying, I mean, it's heavy, man. I mean... Listen. All I got to say, when the kingdom come,
right,
and thy will is done,
right,
I don't want none of them heathens in the kitchen,
right.
I don't want them cleaning no bathroom,
right.
You know what I'm saying? They got to go up there and pick up after the hogs.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Cause I mean,
that might be the only place for them.
I mean, come on.
That's the only thing they good for.
And believe it or not, you got to have one of them good slaves to keep their eye on Moab, because you know Moab will eat anything. Anything. He'll eat it alive.
Moab will eat a turtle, man. Just crack that shell.
Right.
He'll cook it up. You understand? With some rocks and some, you know, sticks.
Right.
Put a little dirt in there. And he'll eat that damn turtle just like it is, huh?
Right. I mean, I'll let you how should I sort that out.
Right.
These nations, right? I mean, I don't even want Elon in the cooking, bro.
Come on.
I mean, because them some nasty bastards too.
They use their feet.
Like, I mean, come on, man. I don't know, bro. I'd rather just our sisters stay in the kitchen and the bathroom.
God.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, like it's definitely they gonna have to have some overseers when it comes to cooking, huh? You know what I'm saying? But listen, it damn sure ain't gonna be none of that they doing over there now in the kingdom, huh?
Right.
Damn right.
Good Lord.
Right.
I mean, you done with the precept?
That was in on it said nor, and Salak and finish it up, it says nor print any marks upon you, I am the Lord. That's verse 28.
Don't print any mark. We going to the article there.
Right.
Don't print any mark. And I know I'm gonna step on some toes, but forgive me. That whole, when your mama was born and died, when your kids got born and ain't died yet, take that crap off, man.
Right.
It don't mean nothing. It don't, because at the end of the day, when you put that on you, when the Lord looks at it and you're sinning, the Lord just having a better opportunity of taking their ass out right then.
Right.
You know why? Because just because the Lord ain't dealing with you right then, he might deal with somebody you love. Or he might just deal with you later, but it's more severe.
Right.
So that whole tattoo, you know what I mean? When it comes to my daughter, 2024, whatever,
right.
she might not make it out the womb.
Right.
So understand that stuff don't mean nothing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? All them tattoos, these prisoners, where I came from and did this, that don't mean nothing. Because where you came from might be, and where you going might just be the grave after. So stop with all the imprints and all of that. Leave that. I think those are Hindu people. I think it's the East Indians that do a lot of those tattoos, and Samoans. Leave that crap to them. It don't bother them.
Drawing on the hand.
Yeah, like what the hell is all that garbage, man?
Right.
Like, come on, man.
Right.
And now y'all follow after the Europeans. I mean, the Europeans tattooing themselves till they black and they look like something that just crawled out a hole.
Right.
Like, leave all of that. You look foolish, man. You look foolish. And you got word. It's crazy because when I was in the world,
right.
you know, you talk to women. You know, they be like, oh, you smoke, you drink, or you ain't got no tattoo. every last one of them, even when I was in the world, I'm like, nah, I ain't got no tattoo. Why you ain't got no tattoo? Because I like how my body look without it. I'm good with the little hair. You know what I mean? I don't need that.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, they like, oh, yeah, no, I don't. What the hell I need a tattoo for?
Right.
You know what I mean? I think they cool. They look good and stuff.
Right.
But what do I need a tattoo for?
Right.
You know what I mean? Why do I got to put a tattoo on me to impress you?
Right.
And you know why brothers do it? To impress a goddamn Eve.
Yeah.
Like Adam did.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Brothers get tattoos and walk around at the beach like Baywatch because of Eve.
Right.
But guess what? Eve looking at the next man with a tattoo.
Right.
I mean, come on. Like Eve is laying on her back for a free tattoo. You know, she going to these smoke sessions and lighting up blunts and all this with these tattoo artists just for her to get a tattoo.
Right.
So what makes your tattoo any better than anybody else's?
Right.
Nothing.
Yeah.
So stop it. Stop it.
Yeah.
It's simple.
Yeah. God.
Go ahead.
Hey, it says the root work and healing.
Now this is root work and healing. Like y'all got the power to heal anything. Negro, go take some Tylenol and drink green tea.
Right.
Go ahead.
African Americans had their own herbal knowledge that was brought from the West and Central Africa in the United States. European slave traders selected certain West African ethnic groups for their knowledge of rice cultivation.
Hold up. So even though it says rice cultivation, African Americans took certain things from Africa. That's first thing. Then the European took certain what did it say?
It says European slave traders selected certain West African ethnic groups for their knowledge of rice cultivation to be used in the United States on slave plantations.
So these Europeans that were slave masters took different customs from Africa. What do you think America is?
Right.
It's built on the slave master. Everything we do right now, from the pillars off the White House, you know, from the pyramids over there in Chicago, California, New Mexico, all of that come from Egypt.
Right.
The pillars come from Rome. Right. I mean, what else they got out here?
I mean, you name it, they got it.
Lady Liberty, I forgot who that's the replica
that came from, like, France or something like that.
All of this, all of this stuff come from one area. But yeah, I'm American. Oh, it's free. We can be LGBT. You know what I'm saying? My body, my choice. Right. All of this stuff that you're grabbing, these oppressors ain't making it up they own by themselves. They're not. They're taking it from other customs. So by them taking it from other customs, we all know as black people, the first number one thing black people say is we taught them how to wash their tail and cook. Every black person say that. Right. So if we taught them, why are you learning what they're teaching you and they're taking custom from other people?
Oh, that's right.
From other people.
Right.
I mean, even down to for the people like Gun, the 6.5 Creedmoor, that specific round came from Sweden. It was called a 6.5 Sweden. Right. But you know why America didn't want to use their round? Because they don't want to take the label of another country. So they made their own round. Right. Everything comes from there, and I know that people don't know, but I'm just giving you things that you'll overlook. Right. You're going to overlook. Right. I mean, bull riding come from the Mexicans. I mean, just everything comes from everywhere. Right. But again, when it comes to the United States of America, all the information is united. I mean, from Taco Bell, that ain't real tacos. Right. You know what I'm saying? Chinese food ain't real Chinese food. Right. Everything comes from everywhere else because the European adopted their customs like they did in this article. God. So why are you following? Go ahead.
The region of Africa, these ethnic groups were taken from for rice cultivation was called the Rice Coast, made up of what is now Senegal, Sierra Leone, and Liberia. These areas were suitable for rice cultivation in Africa because of their moist, semi-tropical environments. And European slave traders selected ethnic groups from these regions and enslaved them in the United States in the Sea Islands.
So, let me start with this point. The Sea Islands is up the East Coast. Right. And it is not right, like, you have the coast of Georgia, like, right there, the border, what would you call it? Like the
coast, like, you talking about, what you mean, like
it's like the outskirts. Or you got the outskirts of, like, Georgia, Florida, South Carolina, but the coast is literally from the outskirts of here, then you got the east little islands over here. So it's really a little ways out. So a lot of those slaves went also to those areas. But going in reverse, when it comes to making all this rice, they even took these customs from the Africans.
Right.
When we left Jerusalem and went into Africa and became slaves, the Europeans see greatness in it and what they did. Went over there and figured out how to do it.
Right.
Steal every goddamn thing like they do. And guess what they did? Brought it over here to America and became the greatest country ever.
Right.
So-called great.
Right.
Go ahead.
During the transatlantic slave trade, a variety of African plants were brought from Africa to the United States for cultivation, including okra, sorghum.
Okay, okra. That's a big South special right there. That's
right.
big in Louisiana and Florida.
Right.
What was the second one?
It's called sorghum.
All right, never heard of that.
Yams.
Yams. Every black man loves some yams now.
Right.
Go ahead.
Benna seed or sesame seed.
Sesame seed buns.
Right. Watermelon.
Every nigga love watermelon.
Got
Excuse me, Salakia, General. Every black man love watermelon.
Damn right. Black-eyed peas.
What happened on Thanksgiving?
Right. Love them black-eyed peas.
I mean, come on. You know, little hot sauce and white rice, we good.
Ooh-wee. Man, you get a sister in there making them black-eyed peas. Everybody can't make them black-eyed peas.
No, they can't.
Cola nuts. I don't know what that is. West African slaves brought not only herbal knowledge with them across the Atlantic, they also imported the actual seeds.
Now, you see how they say West Africans. That's where they try to minimize all black, anything of dark color together, like African American, African.
Right.
They say there's no African that been on the slave ships that came in.
Right.
It was us. Again, we knew certain trades, how to build, how to grow, how to crop, and all this other stuff. And when we went to slavery, that's what we brought. We brought our skills right along with us.
Right.
That's how Egypt became the greatest.
Right.
That's how, you know what I'm saying, the Syrian and the Greeks and Roman became the great, because
Right.
we already possessed those certain things. Even we in the Midwest.
Right.
We in the Midwest. In the Midwest, full with Gadites or Reubenites, meaning native Indians, some form of Indian.
Right.
Even with the Mexicans.
Right.
We already know when it comes to cropping and things like that, that comes natural to us.
Right.
We know what sunlight. We know when to give it water. We know certain things like that come natural.
Right.
Go ahead.
Some wore necklaces of wild licorice seeds as a protective amulet. Captains of slaving vessels used native roots to treat fevers that decimated their human cargo.
So, see,
Damn.
treat fevers and things like that. Like, my rib, she all into that. But you could get, like, burdock root and,
Right.
and all of this other stuff. Like I had COVID just, last year?
Right.
My old lady mixed up 3 roots from the farmer market.
Right.
Literally. The next morning,
Right.
I was straight.
Yeah.
Went and took my COVID test 3 times.
Right.
Was good.
Yeah.
And they know certain roots and certain things like that is actually going to help. That's real natural.
Right.
But we don't worship it.
Right.
We don't put our faith and trust into a root or a plant.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, the Lord gave us certain things here that's going to heal it.
Right.
We're not drinking blood.
Right.
We're not smoking weed and burning sage as if it's going to clean the demons in here. Meanwhile, you got blunt smoke going up, kids in here, and now DSS knocking at the door because there's kids in here and they smell weed.
Damn right.
It doesn't work like that.
Right.
The Lord gave us certain things and we understand it.
Right.
Go ahead.
No, so it's a lot here. Like if I could, like, Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, man, that's how special we are, brother.
Right.
Like living in a home with a sister, man. You know what I mean? Like when I was brought up with my mom's, man, she'll just look at, man. She has something like called a hot toddy. I don't know if you listen, man. She'll mix up one of them things, man, with some whiskey, a little honey with the lemon in that joint. Man, I wanted to miss a day of school,
Not today.
Now, I wanted to miss a day of school,
Right.
But my mom would make me drink that thing, bro, and I was good the next day. Like we black people, Hispanic people, Native Indian people, man, we know how to put something together, man. Get it from the ground up and know how to fix our people, man.
Right.
You understand? And that's how these damn white folks was able to survive over here all them times, man.
Damn right.
You understand? Listen, man, they wouldn't be a damn thing without us, brother.
Goddamn right.
You understand? Like it's unbelievable how much stuff just in our spirit to do. You understand? That, oh man, we can get over the top of these people, man, if we come together. Salaki.
Right, and I mean that's heavy because
Right.
when you said whiskey,
Right.
people don't understand. Like when it came to liquor,
Right.
liquor really was a medicine. But I ain't gonna say it was us, but it's always gonna be one of somebody.
Yeah.
Who's like, I like this feeling.
Right.
And then we turned it into a luxury.
Right.
But us as our people, we still remember like, okay,
Right.
take a couple shots of these, take a hot shower and wrap up, sweat it all out.
Right.
We still understand the root of liquor.
Right.
It helps. Like grandma say, what you take a cup of wine or
Yeah.
something like that is good for the blood or the heart or something like that.
You know what I'm saying?
We know this.
Yeah. I mean, that's even in the Bible. Like it say, give a your brother for his stomach's sake. You know,
Right.
he going through a rough time. A little wine to help you ease that pain.
Right.
You understand? Like you know what the black man came up with, damn Jack Daniels. Like we know how to put things together, man.
Right.
A white man ain't got no soul.
Right.
He ain't got no soul to even think of things like this. How to help, how to cure. None of these things. We was the ones coming up with the cures when it comes to these diseases, even on the slave plantations. Right. It's unbelievable how great we are. We just don't want to tap into it. You understand? It's like it.
And that's heavy because our people we get so tied up into worshiping a rock or plants and stuff like that and thinking that's what we're supposed to do. No, acknowledge what that can do for you, but still do what you need to do.
Damn right.
Because it might be a time to where you need to know or need to use it, and if you got the knowledge for it, it's okay. But now you worshiping the plant, you look like a fool, man.
Damn right.
I mean, come on.
Right.
I think it might be a little more in that article.
Salaki, let me look for it. It says the ship's hellish holes were lined with straw and held the seeds of African grasses and other plants that took root in New World soil. African plants brought from Africa to North America were cultivated by enslaved African Americans for medical and spiritual use for the slave community and cultivated for white American slaveholders for their economic gain.
So
that's heavy.
I mean that laid it out right there. So what it really boiled down to is black Hispanic. Let me not say it that way. Black people was in Africa, and whatever resources and whatever knowledge we had, we brought it over here. And guess what the European man did?
Right.
Put a patent on it.
Damn right.
Oh well, how can we get big off of this?
Right.
How can we do this like they did with sugarcane, rice, tea? I mean, goddamn pineapples. What else?
Cotton.
Whatever. I mean, hell, this hoodie right there is from damn 300 years ago, and people getting paid off this.
Still getting paid.
I mean, come on. Like, and we brought that over. You know what I mean? But again, people, we want to worship. Worshiping that is how we're in the position we in now.
Damn right.
Everything that we took from Africa, some was good, but a lot of it was bad.
Right.
Because we strayed away into these people customs. We only brought the things that we actually need, but we don't even use what we actually need.
Right.
And
Salaki, if I may, before you go, why can't we use that voodoo to take out our goddamn enemy then?
Damn right.
You know what I mean? Why can't we just use it for that?
Man, you skipping ahead.
Salaki.
Salaki.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just like, why? Like, if this has so much power, let's take out the ones that's actually killing us out here. It's stealing everything from us. That's raping us. It's pillaging us. You understand? Salaki, go ahead.
And that's why, because you know how a lot of these young guys, and do mind, I be watching a bunch of stuff. I'm a YouTube fanatic.
Right.
I'm looking at everything, whether it's good or bad.
Right.
You know what I mean? Weird and crazy. You know, and is these young cats, they be beefing on social media. You know how they be on live and then somebody come in. And it was one cat on the other side saying, my grandma do voodoo. She do voodoo.
Right.
And they from Louisiana. But the other cat got scared. But then it's weeks later to a video come up talking about, such and such put a hex on me, this and that. And it's one of those like, are you scared of the bullet and the beef? Or are you scared of word of mouth?
Right.
Because everything going on in your life right now is probably because of you being on live flashing guns.
Right.
It's probably because you talking about, I'm going to take you out, this and that. That voodoo ain't got nothing to do with that.
Right.
Everything that you're going through right now, according to somebody shooting or a bad thing happening in your life, is because you pulling strap and you shooting guns and popping guns and having ops.
Right.
It ain't got nothing to do with that voodoo. And I bring it to the point of it's so silly and foolish because the most gangster behind people be out in the world and you say, I'm about to put a hex on you, this, and you shaking in your boots.
Right.
You're shaking in your goddamn boots.
Right.
For what? For what? Now you don't want to harm me no more because I'm casting spells and poking bears and I'm doing seances and all this other stuff.
Right.
Like, come on, man.
Yeah.
I mean, our people are so simple. We allow these people to sully us down to nothing.
Right.
Meanwhile, they're laughing. They're laughing.
Right.
That's it. I got three more precepts and we out of here.
God.
Let me get I skip ahead. Leviticus 19:31.
31. The book of Leviticus, chapter 19, verse 31. Regard not them that have familiar spirits, neither seek after wizards, to be defiled by them.
So don't even pay them people any mind who say, oh, my grandma came walking through my room.
Right.
All of that's a lie, man. You know, some people wake up out of dream and, you know what I mean? And you still focus in the dream. Like, it might have been something you seen.
Right.
It could have been a coat rack shadow in the dark in your room. Don't regard it.
Right.
Don't seek after wizards.
Right.
And the wizard is, y'all ladies don't think it's all about hate on y'all. The wizard ain't nothing but a man who doing the same thing women was doing. You know, sitting here with the whole what you call it, with the
crystal ball.
Yeah, with the crystal ball.
Right.
Selling drugs.
Right.
Your pastor is a wizard.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Your pastor granddaddy is a wizard.
Right.
If your auntie a pastor, she's a wizard.
Right.
You know, people who say being free spirit, they're a wizard. Dr. Umar's a wizard. I mean, we could say this all day.
Right.
If you ain't in the truth, you are a wizard.
Damn right.
You know what I mean? If you swindling women out their box
right.
to get some tail,
right.
or you grooming a young girl or boy not to tell after you groped and molested them, you are a wizard.
Right.
That's that the wizard is a man,
right.
for clarification. Go ahead.
To be defiled by them, I am the Lord your God. Verse 32. You want to keep going on that?
Yeah, let me hear it.
Thou shalt rise up before the hoary head, and honor the face of the old man, and fear thy God.
All right, we good, my man. Let me get Leviticus 26. So even when it goes one way, you already
No,
know.
go ahead. Yep.
All right, so even when it goes one way, and I know I was speaking on the ladies a lot, really I was speaking across the whole thing, but it started with the lady. When it comes to the men, man, who wants to be a wizard? I mean, that's the easiest thing to do is swindle somebody,
right.
Get money off, like, not Kanai in the school, but Kanai in IUIC.
Right.
He swindled a brother that's a famous football player out of all his money.
Right.
That's a wizard. I mean, and for you to still follow after that group,
right.
regardless, after everything happened, people to rape, rob, murder,
right.
all of that going on, man, those men are wizards.
Damn right.
Those people in that congregation are wizards.
Damn right.
Simple. You can't run from it.
Right.
You can't get past it. You can't water it down.
Right.
You can't make no gray area. They're wizards.
And that's real.
Period, point blank. You got these bastards going to India talking about looking for black people. Meanwhile, it's niggas on the east side right now
right.
that we had to battle
right.
on they strip.
Right.
Trying to get the brothers off of they strip.
Damn
they
right.
ass all in India.
Right.
In India,
right.
in Africa. What the hell is you doing out there in the main strip? Oh, what's that main strip? 23rd?
Yeah, they were down there off of, you told them when they say they seen them, down there off of, by the 7-Eleven?
I mean, that too, but
right.
I'm saying that main strip,
right.
we battling three brothers on their strip.
Right.
Trying to show them the truth, not trying to swindle them.
Right.
But them brothers just don't want to hear us.
Come.
You know what I mean? It's like every time me and Gabba War approach somebody to talk, oh, y'all them purple guys? Hell no.
Yeah.
We ain't want nothing to do with it.
Right.
We got to put that in our disclaimer.
Right.
Hey, we the ISUPK with Israelite. Hell no, we ain't them purple guys.
Damn right.
I mean, come on.
Right.
That is a wizard, man.
Damn
a wizard making money.
Right.
I mean, come on. You got anything?
No, it's just another Christian church. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's a locket. You know what I mean? Where you want Leviticus 20 and 6?
Yes, sir.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 20, verse 6.
Now listen up on these last two precepts, Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian, because this is where the truth comes out of. And what's coming out of this scripture?
Right.
This scripture right here is not why we're in poverty and we're in hell. The reason why we're in poverty and we're in hell is because we choose to do what we want to do.
Right.
We choose not to have discipline. We choose not to obey. We choose not to follow orders and rank in order and shut the hell up.
Right.
That's the reason why we're in the situation we're in. Not the scripture we're about to pull, and this is going to clean it up. Go ahead.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 20, verse 6. And the soul that turneth after such as have familiar spirits and after wizards to go a-whoring after them, I will even set my face against that soul.
Read it again and slow it down and clearly make them feel it. What Jenna Muhammad say? Taste the word.
Taste the word.
Taste the word.
God. To go a-whoring after them.
Going a whoring. Me and Beanie ain't whore. And for people who don't understand the Bible, we know what a whore is in the world.
Damn right.
A woman that is sleeping everywhere, and in the sense of what a woman say, where men are hoes.
Right.
Sleeping with every woman, attention, left and right, promiscuous as hell.
Right.
So if you whoring after somebody with a familiar spirit or a wizard, go ahead.
I will even set my face against that soul.
These pastors is why the Lord set his face against us. These Muslim brothers go to the penitentiary, become a Muslim, and start selling drugs and murdering, and the Lord turned his face against us.
Right.
Simple. We want to be free-spirited and do whatever and smoke weed and wonder why we get gunned down and sexually abused. The Lord turned his face because we horn after everything else that doesn't matter. It ain't got nothing to do with, you know what I'm saying, this scripture. The scripture is just telling why we going through what we going through. Go ahead.
And will cut him off.
And cut us off. The Africans ain't cut off from they God. The Arabs and East Indians and Chinese and the Japanese not cut off from their God. The European don't got a God and he ain't cut off from a goddamn thing. But you know who is cut off? The same ones who got to work 12 to 16 hours.
Right.
The same ones who are on child support. The same ones who has to make a significant choice to either have the child or have an abortion.
Right.
And that's Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian. The same ones that's in the ghetto, the barrio, the reservation. We are the ones cut off. You know why? Because we wanted to shake hands with the European. The Native Indians want to shake hands with the European.
Right. Black
people want to sit here and women want to be a bed wench. Black men want to sit here and get European women. Look at Jeezy. Let me stop real quick. Look at Jeezy.
Right.
Jeezy went to what, Moab? Ammonite? Moab.
Right.
And when you look inside a podcast where she was on stage with a bunch of sisters,
right,
she said she liked dark men, but especially her dark men on the side.
Right.
The sister caught it and said, what? Oh, I always liked the dark men on the side.
Right.
But at that time, she was with a European man.
Right. Right.
You got to understand, that's why the Lord cut us off, man. You think as a black man, I can go to India and say I'm going to get me an Indian princess?
Right.
That king probably try to hang me and do everything left and right to me. And set an example and burn me in front of the whole village, and the whole village clapping, drinking, and listening to music.
Right.
Do you think they allow that? But in America, we do that, and guess what? We live by the sword, and we die by the sword.
Damn right.
Simple as that.
Damn
you better
right.
live with your sword, and you better die for your sword.
Damn right.
Simple as that. Anything else?
Salaki, Sister Kazak, we at the book of Leviticus, chapter 20, verse 6. We at the bottom of it. You understand?
Salaki. We'll read it again, sis.
Right. And I want to go to verse 8 if I could, bro.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead. We'll just start over for the silver.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 20, verse 6. And the soul that turneth after such as have familiar spirits.
In the soul, that person, that individual that turned after somebody with a familiar spirit. Go ahead.
And after wizards.
After wizards. You listen to these dumbass pastors and your lying ass mama. Go ahead.
To go a-whoring after them.
And you're whoring after all the information they feed. You go to revival, you go to lockdown, Bible study, Sunday service, children's service, goddamn, club service, twerk service, all that stuff in the church, man. You going to all that, you're whoring after it.
Right.
Go ahead.
I will even set my face against that soul.
And the Lord will set his face against your soul. He will. That's why Eddie Longfinger died. You know what I'm saying? And guess what? Whoever them boys that got molested, their parents got to deal with that for the rest of their goddamn life.
Right.
And the reason being, he was a prominent speaker for the Christian church.
Right.
And not everybody who knows this man knows that their child got molested, sexually abused from a Christian pastor. The Lord turned his face against you, and your children had to deal with it.
Right.
Go ahead.
So, Lockie, let me throw one in there, another one in the pot. Goddamn brother Polite.
Polite. Oh, that's a whole, let's stop real quick. I'm Salaki, Kazak, I know you're trying to catch up. That's a whole nother thing.
Right.
So-called consciousness.
Right.
Consciousness. Brother P. Light.
Ooh-wee.
See, the thing is, when it comes to these women got war,
right,
you got to be polite.
Ooh-wee.
Just don't be polite.
There you go.
You know what I mean?
Like,
and y'all following after polite,
right,
and he's swindling, doing the same thing R. Kelly was doing.
Man.
Big words,
man.
I mean, I ain't gonna say what he was doing, but
right,
he put his rods orally,
right,
and they found evidence,
right.
And that's what you want to put your child through?
Man.
You're not, I ain't gonna say you ain't conscious. That's American consciousness is not us, man.
Right.
That's not us. Go ahead.
And will cut him off from among his people.
And the Lord gonna cut us off among our people. Polite, I don't know if he him or whatever he is. I mean, he been cut off already. But the Lord was just showing judgment and showing who he really is.
Right.
Simple. Go ahead.
Verse 7. Sanctify yourselves, therefore, and be ye holy.
And be ye holy. Be separate from this bullcrap.
Right.
Sanctify yourself and be separate from witchcraft and voodoo.
Right.
It's not doing nothing. All you doing is having a bonfire.
Right.
And with music, twerking, bloodshed, and that's it.
Right.
That's it. And a lot of those voodoo things, if you think I'm lying, go to YouTube. A lot of them drink and a lot of them smoke weed before they go out there. Because they want to be, they want their mind altered.
Right.
I mean, just like going to the club, guy. Well, you know how it is. Like you go to the club,
you got to be right.
You go to the club,
right?
That damn 2 might be a 10 that night.
There you go.
You know what I mean? You go to the club. I mean, you pop an X pill.
Right.
You might do something to this shorty that you would never did.
Yeah.
She ain't even in your class.
Con.
But your mind is altered.
Right.
Your body you have no control over your body.
Right.
You know why? Because that wizard or that witch altered your mind.
Right.
What?
For I am the Lord your God. Verse 8. And ye shall keep my statutes and do them. I am the Lord which sanctify you. That's it.
Verse Deuteronomy it said to do all these commandments. And if you don't do them all, these curses shall cover you. And that's paraphrase. I think I got close enough.
Right.
These curses shall cover you.
Right.
And all the curses that we live in right now, Michael Jordan still living in the curse. Don't think he passing.
Right.
Don't think LeBron James passing from the curse. Kevin Gates passing from the curse.
Right.
TD all of them living in the curse right now.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, they money is who they is. They get killed tomorrow. Excuse me, I don't want to put it on something happening tomorrow. Next week, that's the end of it.
Right.
That's the end of it.
Right.
Only thing they're known for is the statistics they put on the court, and that's it.
Right.
That is it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Oh,
that's it on that.
All right. Oh, one more precept. Numbers 23 and 23. And again, for nobody who caught it, enchantment ain't nothing but magic, witchcraft, hypnotism, and I don't see how I ain't talk about that one enough. And occultism. And the whole hypnotism. If y'all seen the movie Get Out, what was it? Did they clap or they snap for them? They did something. But the whole hypnotism, somebody get a little watch and you watch it, and they say, "Oh, when I say this." You're going to be quiet.
Right.
When I say go, you're going to go, whatever.
Right.
Even the other movie that just came out with the whole chicken and what they cloned Tyrone.
Oh, it can't.
That whole form of hypnotism, if y'all really want to know.
Right.
Hypnotism is just our people being hypnotized behind dumb stuff. You know what I'm saying? Thinking we supposed to go right, but then we really supposed to go left. You were just hypnotized.
Right.
You know, when they say the law's done away with, we hypnotize. Well, the law's done away with. I'm chilling. But it ain't done away with. You know, so that's just the whole hypnotism.
Right.
And then occultism, I mean, we already know. You know, y'all people say sell your soul, all that's in the same category.
Right.
All of it. Go ahead.
The book of Numbers, chapter 23, verse 23. Surely there is no enchantment against Jacob.
So that stuff doesn't work against us.
Right.
You can't, us as a people, we want to be tricked. We want people to lie to us, and we want to be engaged into a farce or a lie or something like that. That enchantment don't go against Jacob.
Right.
You know why? Because that stuff doesn't work for us.
Right.
With that stuff, you can sit here and rub on these rocks all day and run around the rock and kiss it and call Allah. But it ain't gonna work.
Right.
That doesn't work for Jacob. Because if it worked for Jacob, we would have been out of this hell already.
Damn right.
We would have been in our land already.
Damn right.
We would have never even went to Africa.
Right.
When we fled from Jerusalem to Africa, whatever the hell we so-called believe in now, we would have never even fled. Them Europeans would have been out of there.
Damn right.
Come on. We had to run from Pharaoh and, you know what I'm saying, to do a holy convocation. That stuff doesn't affect us. It might work for Moab. I ain't gonna say it works for Moab.
Right.
It works for the African. It works for the Samoan because they don't have a law. They can do whatever they want and make whatever they want to make out of it.
Right.
Because they got their own government, they own economic, they own currency, and they own landmass.
Right.
It's going to work.
Right.
Hell, they can make up a law right now and say everybody got to walk around on their hands.
Right.
And the law is going to pass. But that won't work with us.
Damn right.
You can't enchant us, but we choose to be enchanted. or charmed.
Right.
Go ahead.
Starting from the top. Surely there is no enchantment against Jacob, neither is there any divination against Israel. According to this time, it shall be said of Jacob and of Israel, what hath God wrought?
I mean, listen. I mean, that's it right there.
Con.
You know what I'm saying? Last one, because this is like top 5 precept. Hosea 4:6, and that's it.
Con.
See, man, we got to understand, us as black people, in the back of our mind, before I got into the truth, let me say that, in the back of my mind, everything that I seen people believing in and doing, it was always something in my head like, something's missing.
Right.
Something ain't real. I didn't know nothing about the Bible at all, literally. Literally, I lie not. I got a best friend from the Bahamas. You know, shout out to my boy.
Damn,
I ain't gonna
right.
put his name out there.
Right.
But I got one of my best friends from the Bahamas. And when he came to South Carolina, people really thought he was weird, but he was cool. And come to find out, his father was a Muslim of America, and he just came from the Bahamas, so you know how the transition was.
Right.
And I was quote unquote Christian, but didn't know scripture.
Right.
Me and him was smoking, you know, herbs.
Right.
And, you know what I'm saying, at this little vacant area.
Right.
And it just, the conversation came like, hey, what you believe in?
Right.
This and that. And he said, I really don't like talking about it because I don't want people looking at me different.
Right.
And I told him, I was like, shoot, I'm supposed to be a Christian. I said, supposed to be, not am.
Right.
And so he was like, yeah, I'm a Muslim. And he would start talking about all this other stuff and how Allah loved the Muslim. And I told him, well, in my Bible, God loved everybody. But I didn't even know the scripture.
Right.
I didn't. But now looking at everything, it's like, I lack knowledge.
Damn right.
In the back of my head, I knew I was wrong.
Right.
I knew I was wrong because I didn't know what I needed to know to tell him John 3:16, to even lie about it.
Right.
All black people know when something missing and something is wrong.
Right.
We know this.
Right.
We know people leaving the church right now saying, hey, that church be lying. You Christians, yeah, that's a slave master. Black folks know that's wrong.
Yeah, right.
I mean,
Damn
black
right.
folks know it's wrong to smoke weed.
Right.
We just don't want to acknowledge it.
Right.
Black folks know it's wrong to sexually abuse a woman.
Damn right.
I mean, but they don't acknowledge weed.
Right.
They don't acknowledge selling drugs. First thing they say, well, I got to do it for my family. No,
Right.
you don't.
Right.
Go get a second job. You know what I'm saying? Oh, lean on some brothers. Take out a loan.
Right.
But we don't want to go them routes. You know what I mean? We just want to be lied to, you know, be comfortable.
Con.
I'm over. We in the truth. I'm not comfortable in the lie no more, man. I mean, how can you be comfortable in the lie?
Right.
You ain't comfortable when you know your old lady lying about fooling who she was fooling with,
Right.
that work husband. Y'all sisters ain't comfortable when you know somebody texting him at night and he ain't responded. You ain't comfortable with that.
Right.
So why are you comfortable with voodoo,
Right.
Christianity, witchcraft, free spirit and rocks and all this other garbage?
Right.
How are you and why are you comfortable? I mean, come on. Men in the world ain't comfortable with their daughter having boyfriends. Why?
Right.
Because you know that every boy that comes across, you feel like he ain't nothing but piss.
Right.
And you're not wrong for feeling that way, but you know why you feel that way, because that's who you are.
Right.
That's how you are.
Damn right.
If you raise your daughter or your child in the right way they should go,
Right.
you know you instill those morals. All you would do is push for the best.
Damn right.
But by you feeling that way and you fearing that way, is because you're that man that would have ran around with the same similar woman that she is.
Damn right.
Understand that. Understand.
Right.
So you're not comfortable with all these lies and things like that. Stop lying to yourself, man. Get into the truth. Isupk, man. Israelite School, Universal Practical Knowledge under Commander General Muhammad.
Damn right.
Because we don't want to be lied to.
Right.
We know we can see through the lie. We ain't witches in here, man. You know, I mean, you got anything?
You
You
laid that thing down quite flat. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's exactly what our people need to hear. Like, we have been led astray. Listen, man, we've been hoodwinked. You understand? And
Right.
all of these damn Christianity, all this damn voodoo, all of this has put us to sleep. You understand? And that's why we believe any and everything, or we go any of it's like we sleepwalking out here.
Right.
And everything that we just run into things and we believe anything. You understand? It's damn near. I mean, it's got to be sad to you. You understand? Like, it's sad when we, like the other day, we standing out there on the block, we talking to brothers, and they got a conscious mind, but they smoking cigarettes. You know what I mean? They getting high out of their mind. You know what I'm saying? And we know why they speaking like this is because of the blindness that this place has put on us. You understand? Right. It's unbelievable. It's a lot.
And again, for the black Hispanic and Native Indians that don't think the ISUPK cares, we care.
Damn right.
We feed our people.
Damn
you
right.
know, prison system. counseling, you know,
Right.
marriage counseling.
Right.
You know, we help brothers and sisters get their children back, get brothers and sisters off of drugs and alcoholism and things of that nature.
Right.
We do all that.
Right.
I mean, even down to Christ. Christ looked at his people and he wept.
Man.
He would austere man wept and cried for, not for his family,
Right.
not for self, but his people in the condition that we lived in.
Damn right.
Christ came from the hood.
Damn right.
What's not great that come out the hood?
Right.
What Carmelo Anthony and Kobe and LeBron and Tyson and
Right.
Mayweather, I mean, what comes out the hood that's not great?
Right.
I mean, even down to the people who living in the world like Plies and everything else,
Right.
but what comes out the world that's not great?
Right.
Christ came out the world, man, and we care.
Damn
we
right.
actually care, man. And that's why we're here to sit here and spread this knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
We're here to give you exactly what you need, not what you want.
Damn right.
Because what you want is after what you need. That's what's going to happen.
Right. The book of Hosea, chapter 4, verse 6.
Mm-hmm.
My people are destroyed for lack of
The
knowledge.
Lord's people, Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian, Haitians, and Dominican, y'all ain't enemies, man.
Right.
Y'all brothers and sisters. Y'all are the chosen people of the Bible.
Right.
Mexicans and Black, y'all not enemies. Y'all are the chosen people of the Bible.
Right.
That's who y'all are. No, and you got to understand it. And the reason why you don't is because they tell you you're a different people.
Right.
You got Hispanics, Cubans, and Colombians thinking they ain't even family.
Right.
How the hell both of y'all Latin
Right.
and not family? Mexicans and Puerto Ricans.
Right.
I mean, how are y'all not family?
Right.
Honduras and XYZ, how are y'all not family?
Right.
How? Jamaicans, Caribbeans, Haitians, how are y'all not family, man?
Right.
Because we lack knowledge. We think because we're in a different region, we're different people.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we're different tribal people. We're the same blood, same people, man.
Damn right.
The chosen people of the Lord.
Damn
Israelite.
right.
You know what I'm saying? The prince of the power.
Damn right.
Go ahead.
Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee.
Everybody in this nation, from Honduras to all these murders in Honduras, to all the brothers being locked down in the penitentiary in Florida that's Haitian,
Right.
to the Dominican, to the Judites that's 100 million, what? Is a million Judites? 100 million something?
Damn
2
right.
million, whatever, in the penitentiary?
Right.
All of us, we lack knowledge.
Damn right.
And that was something else this brother right here brought me to understanding. As of right now, I think it was 2008, 2009, it was 6 women to 1 man.
Right.
7, 8 women to 1 man.
Right.
I did not know any way in hell
Right.
that is 14, 15 women to 1 man.
Right.
All these brothers is murdered or in the penitentiary.
Right.
Why? Because we lack of knowledge.
Damn right.
And with that, man, we the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, starting out at 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Yohana. We teach that Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians are the 12 lost tribes and the true Jews of the Bible.
Right.
We teach the truth, man.
Right.
We ain't affiliated with any Christian organization, Muslim organization, or any other fake Israelite group. Man.
Right.
We are the home of the truth, man. And shout out to Commander General Yohana and everybody else. Shalom.